Hello and welcome to Town Yoga. If you've been feeling a little tightness or funk in your shoulders and neck, maybe there's a spot that you need to get to and you just can't find the right stretch, you are in the right place because this is simple seated yoga for your neck and shoulders. Okay, now all you need for this practice is some clear space on the ground and a blanket or pillow to sit on if you'd like a little bit of support. If I just lost you because you're like, I can't sit on the ground, that's okay. Pause this video and check out my How to Sit Comfortably in Yoga practice. I give you like 6 different options that you can use, and any of them would be good for this video. So you can go there, I'll link it below, and then come on back. The other thing we'll need for this practice is a yoga strap of some sort. So a yoga strap or anything that's a little bit long that you can put some tension on, a martial arts belt, a bathrobe belt, a long scarf, dog leash, anything like that. Find that, come on back. It's going to be really helpful for getting into those harder to stretch spots. So once you've got what you need, go ahead and take a hold of that yoga strap or similar item and bring it just a little bit wider than your chest here, right out in front of the chest, a little bit wider than your shoulders. The first thing we want to pay attention to is our wrists. We don't want to funk up our wrists as we're working out the shoulders, so make sure that you kind of roll them around a little bit and that they're in a nice straight extension from your elbow here. And now with a little bit of tension on your yoga strap, you're going to breathe in and slowly start to lift your hands up overhead. Pause when you feel that stretch in the chest. It's going to be a different spot for each of us. Take a full breath in and out here. And then one more time, breathing in. Breathe out, start to lower the strap down to where you started or a bit below. And we're just going to flow like that a few times. Breathing in as you slowly lift up with gentle tension on the strap. And breathing out as you slowly lower down. The reason we're starting with this chest opener is a lot of us have a bit of a rounded posture and that tends to shorten the chest. So this gets to counter that a little bit, give it a chance to lengthen a bit, which can actually be really good for our back as well. One more time, go ahead and bring this up overhead. And then you can always bring your hands a little wider if it's getting very difficult to bring it a little bit further back behind you. So now I'm just back behind my head, still a little bit of tension. And I'm just going to come a little bit in front and then a little bit behind. And now we're getting a little bit deeper into that chest. If you need to bring your hands wider, you always can. Sometimes that's a little bit easier. Just make sure you fold your strap so that you don't hit yourself in the face with any part of it. I saw that a few times teaching in person, sadly, so we want to be careful here. And you're just working behind and in front of the head a few times. And if this is a lot, give yourself a little rest. Let the neck and let the ear and shoulder come to meet and give your neck a little stretch whenever you need. Just putting that out there. Now, we're going to start to work back behind us a little more. Make sure there's nothing you'll knock over. And you can see what it feels like to bring this from behind the head to back behind the shoulders. Now we're behind the head and then back behind the shoulders. Your elbows might be bent a bit, that's okay. But if you can straighten the arms by bringing the hands a little wider, you're going to feel a pretty big stretch getting through the chest and the shoulders now. It might even lower all the way down behind you. If that's accessible, try it out. If it's not, you can always do more yoga, especially if you do this practice a few times a week. It's going to start to open up a little more. So now explore that full range here, however you'd like to. Front, and then all the way to back a few times. Again, if you get fatigued, I know I'm feeling a little right now, give yourself a rest. This is your at-home yoga practice, so you don't have to do the exact same pace. Break when you need it. right, now I'm going to cue a little break. So we'll put this strap down so we can take a little bit of rolling in the shoulders, just bringing them up to the ears and then back and down a few times. The hands just kind of follow. And then we're just going to give ourselves a little hug here, crossing one arm over the other, around through the shoulders. Let your chin come down to your chest for a stretch. Counter movement, open the hug. Draw the elbows back behind you. Lift the chest a little bit, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then relax the hands down. Okay, now we're going to come back to using our yoga strap, and we're going to change up the pattern a little bit, again, to work into some different areas. So have it a little wider than the shoulders, about chest level to start. Wrists are in a line. And then slowly start to bring this up overhead again. And you might look like this, that's fine. We're working towards straight, you don't have to be there. I'm going to mirror you, so this will be our left side. We're going to lower our left hand down to the ground and reach that right hand up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to feel that nice big side body opening stretch on the right. And we'll come back to the middle. Lower down to the right side, lifting the left hand up. Feel that opening in the left side. And back to center. Pairing with breath, you might like to breathe out as you lower down, breathe in as you come up, or hold a bit. It's your choice. We're just exploring here, using the gentle tension on the strap to kind of help you get into those stretches and to pause wherever you need. Let's take one more side to side. And then back up overhead. And now I want you to think of it like a paddle. So you're going to start to almost paddle up overhead. And again, make sure you've got some clear space around you. And then you can start to paddle over to the side a little bit, just one circle. You can do the same thing on the other side, circling. Our shoulders have a pretty big range of motion, so start to explore here all around the body. I love to draw these big circles, switching directions every now and then. And we're getting that big stretch in the chest, in the shoulders, in the back. And those attach, of course, into the neck, into the scapula. So there's so many attachments back here that it can be hard to find what you need to stretch. So if you find a spot that feels good, maybe you let one hand rest down and you just hold it for a little bit. For the next few rounds of breath, you're just going to explore some of these movements and then also rest if you need it, whenever you need it. Now I'll cue a little break here if you'd like to join, putting that yoga strap down. If you're in a crossed ankle seat, you might like to switch the cross of the ankles so the other one's in front, just get a little more evenness in the hip. And let's give our neck a nice, gentle, relaxing stretch here, letting your left ear come down towards your left shoulder. Feel that gentle stretch on the right side of the neck. You can even reach those right fingers out wide and away if you'd like. If you want to deepen a little bit more, take that left hand and gently rest it on top of your head. Slowly breathing in and out. One more time. Lowering the left hand down, and then go ahead and switch it up. We're going to lower the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Maybe reach that left hand out and away if that feels good, or just rest it. And then if you'd like, you can bring the right hand to the top side of your head. Just the weight of the hand helping enhance the stretch gently as you bring some attention to your breath coming in and out of your body. slowly let's come back to the center. Before we do one more round with the yoga strap here, let's give our hands a little bit of a stretch, reaching the right hand out in front of you. Just go ahead and gently draw those fingers back, pressing the heel of your hand forward until you find a bit of a stretch. Breathing in and out. And then switching that left hand forward, gently drawing those fingers back as you press the heel of the hand forward. And breathe. And we'll lower our hands down and take one last round with the yoga strap here. Picking that up at chest level, wider than the shoulders. Make sure the wrists feel aligned. And then slowly breathe in, lifting it back up again, maybe a little further back than when you started. And breathing out forward and down. 2 more times or so, just breathing in and out. On this one, staying up overhead, working a little further back and a little further in front, right overhead here. Again, playing with how far apart your hands are to find what's best for you. It's okay to bend the elbows sometimes. Pay attention to how you feel. If you lower back behind you a little further, then you might like to take this kind of side to side movement here. And see how that feels in your back. And you can do that same thing up here behind the head, just a little gentle twisting. Don't knock anything over. Up overhead, a little gentle twisting. And then back into some free movement, thinking about maybe paddling-like movements, rainbow-like movements to open up the sides. Again, if you're open enough to plant one hand down and then just open and close the top hand. This is one of my favorites too. Enjoy some free form movement in this last round for a few more breaths. Again, finding those spots in your unique body, and then maybe you pause and breathe into the stretch. Of course, if this feels good, stay here for a little bit longer. But if you'd like to join me in another hand stretch, we're going to interlace fingers here and then turn the palms forward one more time, stretching out the hands just because they were gripping that yoga strap for a little bit. So we want to give them a nice counter stretch too. And then slowly we're going to lower those hands down. If you're still here, I think you might like at-home yoga, and I would love to learn more about you and your at-home yoga journey. I have a Patreon set up for Town Yoga. Membership ranges from $3 to $33 a month to support this channel directly. My patrons also get a questionnaire to fill out so I can learn more about you and your at-home yoga needs and what's going on in your body, and use that info to help shape the content and practices that we do on the channel. Patrons also get access to my Yoga for Absolute Beginners series, which is a fantastic 8-week introduction to yoga that really breaks down the fundamentals. It's great if you're new, or if you're just a little nerdy like me and really like to get into the details. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you've subscribed to the channel so I can see you in another practice, or at patreon.com/townyoga. Have a great day.